us here. Morgan, you were in Saudi Arabia when and for how long? And tell us how you see it in these last 10 years.
Well, I was in Baghdad in 2007 towards the end of the surge, so lived it. And
in what role? In what role, Morgan?
I was at the State Department at the time, and then I was the Treasury attaché in Saudi. So been in the region a long time. So Ambassador, quite understand what you had to go through in Bahrain. I'm curious, sort of to pivot the conversation. What do you think that our allies, our Gulf allies like Saudi Arabia, like Bahrain, can do to help solve this crisis, to move it forward?
I think they're doing a lot, frankly. One thing that Saudi Arabia deservedly gets blamed for is radicalizing young Muslims outside of Saudi Arabia. We've seen a significant dialing back of that over the last 5 or 6 years, once they've realized that they're a threat at home. Bahrain, honestly, I think what Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, the best thing that they're doing is they're in the front lines against Iran. The fact of the matter is that Iran is responsible for using religion for purposes of state terror. There's a big difference, obviously, between Iran and Daesh, because Daesh is Sunni and Iran is Shia. But the model of marrying religious extremism to armed struggle and deploying that in terror units, Iran is the architect and designer and expert par excellence of that sort of tactic. So really, if you want to look at where the United States should be putting its political and technical capability and capital, it's with friends like Saudi Arabia and Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates
and not
and
Iran.
the other countries of the Gulf. Not Iran, and also, but using them against the Sunni extremists as well.
You know, there's a story this morning, Ambassador. The Obama administration paid Iran $2 billion ransom to free the U.S. prisoners after years of secret talks, but claims its settlement for arms deal was scrapped 37 years ago. So, I mean, America paying Iran nearly $2 billion on the day that 5 U.S. prisoners were released. It's obviously leading to lots of criticism this morning. It led critics to claim huge taxpayer-funded sum was a ransom payment. What's your take on these new relations with Iran?
I think they're misguided, number one. Number two, I think we're going to get burned. Number three, I think that we are selling our allies down the river, and it's going to come back to haunt us. I mean, look, let's remember, the countries of the Gulf have been with us for 60 years, and every time we need help, either financial or political or whatever, they're on our side. Well, and we've returned that friendship and those favors with what? With getting in bed with their arch enemy, and with a regional hegemon that is dedicated to overthrowing them.
It sounds like you're disappointed by the president's foreign policy.
I think there are significant shortcomings. I also think, in due credit to him, I mean, he has made some achievements, but in the Middle East, it's a pretty sorry record.
Ambassador, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
We will see you soon, sir. Coming up.